Hey guys, welcome back to MuseThemes.com. My name is Steve Harris. Today let's have a look at the new Hover Audio widget. And what this widget allows you to do is tie sound effects or audio files to the click and hover states of buttons. So basically on our demo here, you can see that we have this button that says click. And assuming I have my sound on, which I do here, then when I click on it, it should make a noise. There, so you can see it has a little kind of button sound effect applied to it. Now this widget or this example below is a state transition button, which is a much more advanced button. And with this one, we've tied audio to the hover state. So if I move my mouse over the button, you can see that it has kind of this clever audio that ties into the transition timing. So that looks really good and sounds really good. But if we go down to another option here, this is an even more advanced example. What we've done here is tied it to a full width video widget. So we've got a state transition, a full width video, and an audio effect. So if I mouse over, you can see that our video has actually started to play and our audio is playing in the background as well. So this was just a little trick that we did by kind of overlaying a state transition button over the video, and then when you mouse over the state transition, the opacity is set to 0 and the video will actually begin playing. So it's a great widget and there's lots of flexibility with it, with what you can do here. And super simple to set up. Let's jump into Muse and I'll show you how to make this work. So it's got quite a small panel. Let's just drag the audio hover widget out on the page. And you can see that in terms of setup options, we have a graphic style name to tie the audio to. Then we've got, of course, the audio file that we want to use, whether we want to play it on hover or on click. And then we've got fade in and out times for you to kind of transition the audio a little bit more seamless. So let's go ahead and set this up. So the first thing we'll do is let's just add an audio file into this. We've got some audio files here. Let's just use the one of the beach that we heard on the demo site. So if I just preview this, you can hear that we've got kind of waves crashing, that sort of thing. So let's open that up. So the audio file is loaded in here. I want this to play on, let's try on hover, and let's set a 1 second fade in and a fade out time. Okay. So now we need to set up a graphic style that we're going to tie this audio to. Now, of course, we could leave it as audio, but I'm just going to set this to beach, just like that. Okay, so now we need to just create an element on the Muse canvas with that same graphic style. Now you can use a state transition button or just a state button in general, or you know what, you can use just a rectangle. And for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to use a rectangle. So here I've got a black rectangle. I'm going to create a graphic style and let's just go ahead and call this beach, just like we had before. Okay, if it's applied to that, now let me just confirm we have this set to on hover. So now if I preview this in the browser, we've got this black rectangle, and if I hover over it, the audio file begins to play. And of course we could change the settings on this widget to be on click, and then it means if we're going to click this rectangle, it's going to play. There, so it works perfectly. So this is a very basic demo that I've basically done for you here. However, if you want something more advanced, you could do something like we did in our more advanced demonstration here, where we've got kind of a great layout and we've got some more advanced examples of buttons with audio tied to it. You can see here on the side that we've got the hover audio player along with our state transition widget to kind of make all of these things work. And as I said here, we've got a video player, and the full width video player actually doesn't begin to play until this state transition, the opacity on top of it goes down to 0. So that's how we've managed to animate that or play that on hover. So it's a really interesting widget that we've created here, and I think there's lots of flexibility and lots of uses for it. Have fun and let us know if you have any questions or concerns. Thanks again. Cheers.